So coming from a completely non-design background, okay, and yes, you have spent your time researching, understanding what you have to do. How did you zero down on universal design?
So unlike the first time, this time I went through a lot of like the fields. And I started to see that this is like on the side, but what I was doing when I used to be free, like when I was not working, I don't watch TV series, which sounds really weird.
Oh, it's
Uh,
not.
yeah, no. So the thing is, I when I don't spend time doing all sorts of like regular stuff, I'll be building stuff, and I sort of take time into just building things. So randomly one day, one video came up on my feed, MIT Maker Portfolio,
Mm,
and students had made various things, and that's their portfolios in a video format, which they send it to MIT, I think. And it's a much more engineering thing, but the way they were approaching it sort of reminded me of what I used to enjoy when I was a kid
mm,
and what I would rather do right now.
yeah.
And so when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Let me just build stuff. And so in my free time, I used to like build a mouse, build a
Mm,
keyboard. If there's something wrong in my house, I would just fix it like in a weird way. I just realized that a lot of things that I was doing, a lot of my projects were all catering to universal design
okay.
unknowingly. I did not know universal design. I initially thought universal design is a field that I was not interested in.
Okay.
Like, I do not really want to make wheelchairs. Like, I know it sounds rude, but then I do not want to make wheelchairs, right? But then I saw this TED talk. So, as you could say, as candid as you can be about a field, I started seeing all these TED talks, all these talks by prominent designers, right?
Mm,
They were talking about accessibility, and that sort of broke down a lot of my, notions, my biases against the field.
right.
And then I understood, like, there was this one line by this one person. She said, "You when you design for the disabled, you design for everyone," and
Yeah.
that's like, sort of snapped. And I'm like, you know what? This is genius. Why do I have to make something specific? I can make it for everyone, right?
Mm,
So that sort of helped. So my like the mice I was making, it was for people who like when they say ambidextrous mice, which it's not really like it's only for right-handed because the buttons are on the left side. So I'm like, you know what? Let me make a mice that caters to different hand sizes and to different like sides, like the buttons on different sides. In a
mm.
way, that's universal design. And I decided to just pick it up. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. Like, great, taking it.
That's interesting. So when you were researching, I think this is not from the point of view of okay, अच्छा चलो अब research करते हैं, अब देखते हैं. I think this is more of curiosity to know about uh,
Yeah.
more about design या फिर क्या कर रहे हैं, like what
Right.
people are doing, right? It was more of that. So that's a good approach to take when you're preparing for not even exams. I think in general when you're planning to get into any other field also, specifically for that matter, where you're talking about design now. So being curious about design in general is very important.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And this sort of reminds me of one quote. I was also watching, like I used to watch a lot of TED Talks back then. And there was one, I think, urban planner, somebody who said that if you design with the blind in mind, then
Yeah.
your cities would look different.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was something that stuck with me also when I was, and part of the reason why when I was appearing for NID, I had one project which was also aimed at blind people. So I kind of relate to that, where that
Yeah.
is coming from. So interesting.